Hello from the Arctic tundra. So it's a little bit chilly here, obviously, because I am still in the Arctic. I came a little bit further south than when we were hanging out with Patrick, the polar bear, last week, because I wanted to hang out with Karen, who is actually a friend of Olivia's in 3B. And Miss Olivia told me that Karen was lovely and knew a lot about animal diets and survival. So I thought, great, Karen is a perfect helper for this. So Karen here is going to help us learn about how to do the research part for your animal diet and survival part of your animal report. So let's get started.
All right, so as promised, Karen and I are going to talk to you guys about diet and survival research so you can fill out those two sections in your research templates. So, just to remind you, I know we did animal diets so long ago. We did it in week 1 of online learning. So, Karen figures that you guys probably don't remember. I said I bet they do, but I don't know. Karen's a caribou. So, carnivores are animals that eat meat, and they are normally predators in the animal kingdom. So, they eat other animals, so they eat things like fish, insects, and even other mammals. They use their sharp teeth, okay, and that's what gives them energy. So, the eating the other animals gives them energy. So, carnivores are animals that eat meat. So, remember some examples that we talked about were polar bears, orcas, snakes, sharks, frogs, and falcons. Then we had the herbivores, which are animals that eat plants. Okay. And a lot of herbivores are actually prey, and that means that they are hunted by the predators for food. So they are hunted by the animals who are carnivores. And they eat grass, leaves, seeds, nuts, fruits, vegetables, and flowers. And iguanas, pandas, deer, and rabbits are examples of herbivores. Then we have omnivores, which are animals that eat both meat and plants. So they eat grass, leaves, berries, fruit, vegetables, fish, insects, nuts, seeds, other mammals. They eat everything. So if they can't find meat, then they'll eat plants instead. And some examples of omnivores are sloths, chimpanzees, piranhas, grizzly bears, box turtles, and chickens. So today we are researching the diet and survival part. So diet is on the last page, the last part of your first page, and survival is the first part of your second page. So these are the two things that we are looking at today. Remember to go on to some of the research websites if you want to have a good starting point. Otherwise, here are some questions that you need to find out for your report. Now, you only need to have 4 to 5 things. So I've given you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different questions. So you have plenty, okay? Because for the actual writing part, you only need to have 4 or 5 sentences. So here you have 7 questions. So you can pick and choose. Try to have 2 from the diet section and 2 from the survival section, okay? So remember to keep your research list. These are mine, but I'm going to be showing you my research. So I'm starting off and I'm going to look at what is my animal type. And obviously I'm here with Karen, so I'm looking at caribou. So I am going to go on to National Geographic Kids first. There's my caribou. I think that's Kevin. I'm not sure. Oh, yes, Karen said that is Kevin. So let's see. Oh, look at this. Caribou are herbivores. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that and put it onto my diet. So, all right, so here is my caribou are herbivores. And I'm going to make the next line. So we're ready. So the next thing I'm going to look at is what food it eats. Now we know it doesn't prey on anything because it's a herbivore. So let's see if we can find something about what it eats. Not on this one. Okay, let's go to my next one, which is caribou facts. Okay. Distribution location, appearance, which we know, females, antlers, diet. So look at this, caribou have a 4-chambered stomach that allows them to better digest their food. So in the summer, they eat, so look at this, they eat lots of different things. So I'm going to take that. And you know what? I'm actually going to take in the summer and in the winter, just so I have the 2 things that they like to eat. So I'm putting that into my notes, okay? We, again, remember, we know that because it's a herbivore, it doesn't eat other animals, so it doesn't prey on anything. But what we can look up is what place is it in the food chain. So let's see what animals, what have it for, what do you think that the predators of a caribou are? Let's just look up here and make sure that we have everything. Look at this. Caribou's predators include humans, that's really sad, wolverines, lynx, wolves, bears, and golden eagles. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to put that into my diet because that answers the last question there. Okay, and let's paste that in. So now if I go back to my thing, so I've answered the diet type. I know that it's a herbivore. I've said what it eats, okay? I've talked a little bit about how it gets food and eats food because it has food in the summer that it just eats grass, and then in the winter it uses its hoof to kind of scrape the snow around. I know that it is prey, and if it's prey, we found who it needs to watch out for. Okay, so remember, the caribou's predators are humans, wolverines, lynx, wolves, bears, and golden eagles. Okay, so we have that there, ready to go. So that answers all of the part of diet. So my diet section is now answered. Okay, if you have an animal who is a predator, you can put in that it's a predator and then tell me what animals it likes to eat. Ooh, okay, so now we're going to look at the survival, and the survival part of it is really physical adaptations to its environment or habitat. So for example, if it's a whale, maybe it has blubber so it can go into cold water, or cheetahs have long tails which helps them balance when they run. Or you remember how we met Jerry last week? Well, he had a long neck so he could reach the very tall tree leaves to eat, okay? And then we have how does it protect itself and how does it attack others? So those are some questions that we can ask for our section. So I'm just going to move this down. So this is the second part. Like I said, it's at the top of your page. And this is your survival. Okay, so adaptations, which are physical changes to its body or behavior. Like I said, it could be that they are camouflage. Defense mean how it protects itself, and offense is how it attacks others. So again, you can choose 1 or 2 of these to answer if you already have, 3 or 4 from the other page. Or you can answer all 4 if you want. It's up to you how much you feel like answering. So I'm going to see what adaptations they have to live in so caribou, let's find out what their adaptations are. So the first one, look at this. Caribou's hooves are shaped in a way that they act like snowshoes. So that's helpful because they live in snow. So if we can put that on our page here, there we go. Get this up and running, and we put that in. Okay, so that's one of the adaptations. Let's see what else they have. They have fur color varies. That's not important. Let's go back to our caribou facts, and let's see. migration. So that's something else. So caribou migrates. So that's something that they adapt to. Okay. So they go in the spring, they migrate north and they keep moving. So they go north to south. So that's important. So that can be an adaptation. Let's see if there's anything else. Breeding, predators, we already know. Interesting facts. We're talking about reindeer. Okay. Antlers. Description. Here we go. Caribou have wide fur-covered feet that help. Okay, we already talked a little bit about their feet. But look at this. They have 2 layers of fur to keep them extra warm. So that is an adaptation to their environment. So they have 2 layers of fur, which keeps them warm. So that's a physical change to their body for their environment. Okay. So now if we look up defense, now I think something I saw over here, something about antlers, but let's see. Oh, look at this. When a caribou senses danger, it can give off a special scent. Wow, that's really handy. So that is a defense of how it protects itself. Okay, so that's one thing. And then the second part, how it attacks, well, obviously it uses its antlers, right? So if we go back to this part where it has antlers, maybe we'll find out more about the antlers. Okay, antlers. Ooh, they like break it off. That's crazy. Habitat migration. All right. Well, I can't quite find anything else. So let's see. How does a caribou protect itself? So we'll put it into Google and see what happens. So remember, you can use these questions and put them into Google as well, and hopefully they will come up with the answers. So caribou protect themselves from predators, okay, by spreading out over large areas. Okay, so they don't assemble in large herds, so they spread out. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, they have antlers to fight. Okay. So some of them travel in herds. Okay, we talked about that as well. So I'll put this caribou travel in herds. Oh, maybe not. I think that's in here. Ooh, too much happening. So caribou travel in herds. There we go. Okay, so that is another way of protecting each other. So I'll put that in as well. And let's see, look at this. Males have antlers to fight. So that's another thing. They can, oh, and they can run up. So there you go. They live in groups for protection. They can run fast, and they're able to pick up the scent of a predator as well. So those can all go in. There we go. So I have some adaptations, which are the hooves and the 2 layers of fur. Okay, obviously caribou aren't really camouflaged because when they are in snow, we can see them. It protects itself by being in a herd, okay? And it also gives off a special scent. So, and look at this, how it attacks others. Well, we know that they have antlers, and they also live in groups for protection. So those are my reasons for both. So I have my survival done now and my diet done. So I have 4, 1, 2, 3, I have like a few facts for each, okay? So remember, try to come up with 3 or 4 different facts for each one, okay? That's really important. So you have enough for your writing. So if you can come up with 3 for diet and 3 for survival, that would be great. So try to find 3 facts for diet. So what type is your diet? What does your animal eat? And maybe answer if it's a prey or predator. Okay, so 2 or 3 things for diet and 2 or 3 things for physical adaptations, okay? Those are important. And remember to please keep your research list just of the websites that you have used. And that's it for me. So let's go back and see what Karen's up to.
All right, that's all from me and Karen. It's getting a little bit chilly, and I'm worried that Karen might think that I'm a threat and maybe hurt me with her antlers. So I'm just gonna slowly walk away. So have fun doing your research, and I look forward to reading it.